1 ball and no strikes. So I'll try and find it in my scorebook, but I believe it was Vaughn's second or third at-bat of the ball game. Whitey had been pitching around him all game. And Vaughn comes to the plate and just absolutely annihilates pitch. It was his third at-bat. As Dufault sets in the 1-0. It's fouled back by Westbrook on a swing. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So Vaughn comes to the plate with 1 runner on that reached on an error of his Pac-12 counterpart, Oliver Dunn, who's playing second base for Wareham that day, and hit a ball out of sight. I never saw the ball land. As soon as it left the bat, you knew it was gone. And just some special power from that bat of Andrew Vaughn. 1-1 is chopped foul up the third base side, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And why he went number 3 overall this season. It's just a special bat at the plate, and one of the more memorable home runs I've seen here at Red Wilson Field. There's been quite a few, but a game Wareham would win handily back in last spring. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Jordan Westberg. The set from Dufault, a 1-2. Breaking ball misses outside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Do not believe, it doesn't, no current Whitey Red Sox played in that ball game. But there were a couple that were on the roster that have transitioned over here to 2019 for at least some part. 2-2 instead of turn and look at second. And Dufault is still at 2-2 to Westberg. It's allowed the first 2 runners to reach here in the second inning. Mississippi State shortstop Westberg digs in. 2-2. Swinging a broken back grounder right back to Dufault. He fields will have to underhand his only throw to first, and he'll get the out on Westberg. So Dufault off the broken back grounder right back to him. Had an option of going to second, but decided to go to the safe route and just underhanded Jack Thomas Wold at first and get the first down of this second inning. So there's 1 down, and Ian Fair, the first baseman, will step in. So a fielder's choice 1-3 will bring up the first baseman out of Northeastern and Dufault's teammate Ian Fair. Struck out swinging back in the first, the only out Mark DeLuya recorded in that first frame. Well, the Whitey start. First pitch. Swinging a grounder off of Dufault, past the diving hole into center field for a base hit. 1 run comes home to score in the form of Olsen. Servideo follows right behind him. A 2-run single from Ian Fair. He hits it right off his Northeastern teammate Dufault. That kicks away from Hall. If it doesn't catch a piece of Dufault, it's probably stabbed by Hall. And he might make the play over at first and only 1 run scores. Instead, it's 2, and now 4-0 Harbor Hawks.
Whitey's pitching, getting hit around a little bit by this Hyannis team, especially the top of the order. Fair has a couple of RBIs as well as Goodman. It's the bottom of the order that got on in this inning to come around to score.
Here's Goodman up at the plate for the second time today. Dufault blows a first pitch fastball by the Memphis product. It's 0-1. We're talking about home runs, mostly because of this man right here. Hunter Goodman hit one out of sight in the first inning. Would score the first 2 runs of the game for Hyannis. 1 down, still for Hyannis here in the top of the second inning and 2 runs in. Goodman at the plate and Ian Fair off of first. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Goodman trying to do more damage with that swing. He doesn't cheat himself up there at the plate. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Sam Hall shaded from his second base spot, just slightly up the middle. The rest of Whitey defense just playing Hunter Goodman straight up. The 0-2. Fastball misses away. Tried to get Goodman a chase, but he couldn't. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not a terrible idea, though. Goodman has not been great at taking pitches this season. Mentioned in his first at-bat, 44 strikeouts and 3 walks for Goodman. 1-2. Breaking ball, swing, and it's grounded on 1 hop up the middle. Hall stabs it on the dive, shovels to second for 1. Return throw to first is in time. Couple of nice plays from Sam Hall here today. He makes the diving stop off to his right, shovels it to second, and R.J. Yeager for 1. The return throw to first is in time to double off Goodman and retire the Harbor Hawks here in the second inning. So head to the bottom of the second inning. It's now 4-0 Harbor Hawks after they push across two more here in the second, here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Four, 5, and 6 in the Whitey order coming to the plate here in the bottom of the second inning. The Harbor Hawks of Hyannis have put up 2 runs in each of the top of the first and the top of the second and lead this one 4-0. Here at Red Wilson Field, TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you. So Samuelson, the cleanup hitter for Whitey today, will lead off. He booted a ball back in the top half of this frame. It can redeem himself in this bottom half of the inning. First pitch from Cole Pletka misses upstairs, and it's 1-0. Pletka set down Whitey 1-2-3 in the first inning. A pair of ground outs and a flyout. Right-hander out of Dayton Watts, and the 1-0. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, past Anthony Servideo, the second baseman, and into center field for a base hit. So a good start to the frame for Whitey. Tate Samuelson singles on the second pitch, right back up the middle, and there's 1 on, no one out for Andrew Eister. And Brian was mentioning this to me just during the last break. Today, seeding, yes, matters a little bit. In terms, Whitey can finish anywhere in the second or third seed today, depending on the outcome of Chatham and Orleans playing today and tomorrow. But if guys like Andrew Eister, that he pointed out, Jack Thomas Wold, Noah Cardenas, R.J. Yeager, or Sam Hall have good performances today, that could be a win by itself. None bigger maybe than the bat of Andrew Eister. Watches a first pitch breaking ball stay high for ball 1. It's 1-0.
It's all about getting your role players going. That's why Harwich is so dangerous right now. Their role players are starting to figure it out. YD, while Wyatt Young and Austin Wells slumping a bit as of late, you feel like they're going to be consistent even in the playoffs.
1-0 misses outside. It's 2-0 the count on Eister.
So I think you and I both agree the role players for YD, the likes of Hall, who's looked good defensively already today, Eister, Samuelson, and this really stretch of the order. Samuelson, Eister, Wold, and Cardenas at the plate. That's what's going to put up big runs for YD come playoff time.
2-0 on its way to Eister. Fastball misses low at the knees. It's 3-0. I don't think there was a hotter hitter the first 2 weeks of the season than this guy at the plate right here.
No question. He was hitting up above 500, 3 home runs, and since then the average has just fallen off the face of the earth. He's not seen the baseball well. He's tried to make some adjustments in the swing, and it just hasn't come to fruition yet.
3-0, misses outside, ball 4. So Eister will take that, a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up the first baseman, Jack Thomas Wold. Eister's just had 4 hits since that second week of the season and the preceding 6 weeks since then. So it's really been a struggle for Eister, but he's off to a good start here tonight at Red Wilson Field. So Jack Thomas Wold, who's 0 for 2 today, will dig in from the left side. He's hitting just .236 this summer, 7 doubles and 3 home runs with 20 runs batted in. No batting gloves for Jack Thomas Wold, the norm for him. Pletka sets, now 2 runners on, first pitch. Breaking ball misses low. Goodman pops up from behind the plate. Thought about throwing down to second, but there was no one holding Samuelson on. And it's 1-0 on Wold, as Pletka's command has escaped him a little bit here in the second inning. So Wold, the sophomore, open stance from the left side, awaits the 1-0. Swinging a ground ball, past a diving Ian Fair at first and into right field for a base hit. Rounding third and stopping is Tate Samuelson. He puts on the brakes and bases loaded. No one out for Noah Cardenas on a base hit with 2 on from Jack Thomas Wold.
This is promising for this part of the order. A couple of balls get through the infield, iced or the walk. Good job by this group. And now Noah Cardenas, who has started to drive the ball more productively as of late, driving in runs as well with an RBI chance here.
So Cardenas, the UCLA freshman, hitting .265 this season. 3 doubles, looking for that first home run of the season. And 6 runs batted in. He's got 3 ducks on the pond. He's got Samuelson at third, Eister at second, Jack Thomas Wold at first. You're talking about the success of the role players, Brian. Here in the second inning, it's going well for YD. First pitch to Cardenas. Changeup misses upstairs. It's 1-0. But these are a couple of the things that the Hard Rocks have struggled most with this season. They've allowed a lot of hits, a lot of walks, and a lot of home runs. They're last in the league in each one of those categories. Pletka sets the 1-0 from the right-hander. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Cardenas almost hit 400 this spring at UCLA. Ended the season hitting .375 while playing elite defense for the top-ranked Bruins. He did have 3 long balls this spring at UCLA. As I mentioned, still looking for his first. The 1-1 to Cardenas. Fastball misses away, and it's 2-1. We apologize for the technical difficulties in the first inning of today's game, but we're all back and good here at Red Wilson Field. Video camera working, stream working. Makes everyone else happy. 2 balls and a strike here on Noah Cardenas. Pletka sets runners off of every base. The 2-1. Fastball upstairs around the eyes of Cardenas, and it's 3-1. So a perfect first inning for Cole Pletka, but his command has escaped him here in the second. He hasn't been throwing many pitches in the strike zone, and when they have, they've been center cut. 3 balls and a strike here on Cardenas, the Saugus, California native. The kick in the 3-1. Fastball misses, low, ball 4. Bases loaded walk for Noah Cardenas. It drives home the first run of the game for YD. The second walk of the frame for Cole Pletka. And it's now 4-1 Hyannis.
This is kind of more what we expected yesterday between these two teams. A little bit more seeing the pitchers struggle, seeing these offenses explode. Instead, we got the pitchers duel yesterday and early today, and staffs have both struggled.
Chad Gassman out of the dugout on the first base side for Hyannis. There's an arm warming down in the Hyannis bullpen as Gassman signals that way, and will take the ball from Cole Pletka, who doesn't record an out here in the second inning. He leaves with the bases loaded, and Jake Palmer, RJ Yeager, coming to the plate here in the bottom of the second. We'll step aside and come back on the other side of this pitching change here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be Tyler Drabick out of the bullpen for the Harbor Hawks in relief of Cole Pletka, who just goes 1+. Allowed 2 base hits, 1 run as of now, 3 more he's responsible for on the base paths. He walked 2 and didn't strike out anybody. And Tyler Drabick, the Kent State product, the junior, digs in first pitch to R.J. Yeager, fastball, called a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Drabick appearing in his 8th game of the season for Hyannis, a 5.72 ERA. The 6'3", 205-pound right-hander fires home the 0-1. Check swing on a breaking ball to Yeager, and Yeager goes around. The appeal down to first. David Viveros says that he went around. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Yeager. Pletka faced 4 batters here in the second inning, didn't retire any of them. So now Tyler Drabick in relief of him, 0-2. Fastball upstairs above the head of Yeager. Stabbed out there by Goodman. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. All 10 teams in action here on the last day of the 2019 Cape League season. 1-2. Breaking ball, swinging a fly ball, foul territory. First base side, giving a look as Ferry watches it go out of play. Katuitt and Falmouth in a doubleheader today. Falmouth won the first game 7-2. Second game supposed to get underway at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth at 6 o'clock. Brewster leading Harwich 1-0, but that game meaningless. Brewster eliminated from the 2019 playoffs, and Harwich locked into the 4 spot. Orleans and Chatham getting underway at 7 o'clock at Veterans Field tonight. As the 1-2 to Yeager, chop foul this time along the third base side. It stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the last game taking place at Spillane Field in Wareham. Gateman hosting the Bourne Braves. This one here in the bottom of the second inning. Here at Red Wilson Field, it's 4-1 Hyannis, but Whitey threatening for more. 1-2. Breaking ball, swinging a chopper up the middle, right at Westberg. He shovels to second for 1. Throw to first, in time. 6-4-3 double play. A bang-bang play at first. A run, and Andrew Eister comes home to score on the double play. Yeager called out at first, which results in the twin killing. So 6-4-3 and 2 outs on the scoreboard. For Whitey, and Jake Palmer will bat. Now 4-2 the score here in the bottom of the second with 2 down.
Close play at first base. Tough to see from our vantage point. Yeager moves pretty well, but right at the shortstop Westberg, and a good turn by Servideo.
First pitch to Palmer. Fastball called to strike, and it's 0-1. So Palmer hitting just .254, but an on-base over .400 this season. 19 walks, 11 strikeouts. A double, a triple, and 2 RBIs for him. He's the tying run at the plate, the 0-1. Change up misses low, and it's 1-1. Drabick, mentioned out of Kent State. In his 8th appearance of the season for the Harbor Hawks. The 1-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. And Palmer's behind 1-2. Red Sox got 1 run on an RBI, bases loaded walk from Noah Cardenas. And then another on a double play. Here in the second inning, they've cut the Hyannis lead to 4-2. Drabick a strike away from getting out of this bottom of the second. Right-hander Watts. The 1-2. Fastball, tails outside. Some two-seam action on that from Drabick, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Definitely has a little sink to that fastball. Part of why got Yeager to ground the ball to shortstop on the double play.
The middle of the infield is wide open for Palmer. Westberg is shaded well into the hole at short, and Servideo shaded into the hole at second, leaving the middle of the infield wide open. 2-2. Breaking ball misses just low. There's the good eye from Palmer that we have seen all season. And it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Very borderline pitch there.
Classic Jake Palmer. Gets it to a full count. Seemingly every at-bat, he gets the ball to 3 balls. Even in his 1 pinch hit spot last night, he got 3 balls.
3-2. Breaking ball down and inside for ball 4. Gets past Goodman. Here comes Wold. He'll touch on home plate and score. So ball 4 to Jake Palmer. The ball squeaks through the wickets of Hunter Goodman. and gets all the way to the backstop. And on that, Jack Thomas Wold comes home to score. And the inning will continue on the walk. And the lineup will flip over for YD, and Sam Hall will come to the plate.
Not sure how that squeaked by Goodman. Looked like he had it well positioned. It just got down and inside, and ball 4. I don't know how he didn't block it. It looked like he got down in great spot, had it right squared up, and it just squeaked through.
So Hall digs in. Right-handed hitter out of Clemson. Palmer off of first pitch, breaking ball misses outside, and it's 1-0. So a 3 spot in the bottom half of the second has helped Whitey out to trailing now just by 1. Entered the inning trailing 4-0. It'll close the line on Cole Pletka. 1+, 2 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 2 walks, no strikeouts. The 1-0 fastball called a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. After going down 1-2-3 in the top half of the first against Cole Pletka, this Whitey offense has looked much better here in this bottom half of the second. Palmer off of first again. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses away, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike on Sam Hall. Hall hitting just .238 on the season, a pair of doubles and 4 RBIs in limited playing time. He's dealt with a couple of injuries this summer. Bats come around of late. The set by Drabick, and the 2-1. Breaking ball not even close. Well up and outside, and it's 3-1. Both Drabick and Pletka in this inning have struggled to find the strike zone. Well, Drabick well ahead of Jake Palmer. Gave him a couple good pitches, but then we just saw that great eye from Palmer. And kept his bat on his shoulder. Great discipline at the plate and worked his way on base. 3-1. Fastball misses away for ball 4. The inning continues. Back-to-back 2-out walks from Tyler Drabick. And now Ron Washington Jr., the designated hitter, will step to the plate with 2 on and 2 out. And now the pitching coach for Hyannis out of the dugout on the first base side. Have a talk with Drabick, back-to-back 2-out walks.
Drabick looks like, and now Goodman has his arm out there around the pitching coach, just walking out to talk on the mound.
So 4-3 Red Sox here in the bottom half of the second inning here at Red Wilson Field. It's taken us, let's see, almost an hour to get through 2 full innings here at Red Wilson Field. Show you the pace we're on today. It has been a slow one. First pitch was at 4:50, so we're 52 minutes to get through an inning and a half and 2/3. So here's Ron Washington Jr.
Compare that to last night when we played in just over 2 hours, a full 9-inning game. I'd be shocked if we made it through a full 9 today. The pace would have to pick up dramatically.
So here's Washington, digs in from the right side. The first pitch, breaking ball misses low, and it's 1-0. Washington grounded out to short his first time up. Chance to make, yet to drive in a run. He can drive in 2 out on the base paths right now, form of Jake Palmer and Sam Hall. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball right on the inside corner. And Washington cut through it, and it's 1-1.
Ron trying to do some damage with that swing. He has great bat speed, and that's where the power comes from. Just right through the baseball.
The 1-1 misses outside. It's 2-1. So Palmer reached on a 2-out walk, and Sam Hall reached on a 2-out walk. They're the tying and go-ahead runs on base. Washington trying to drive him in and get Whitey the lead here in the bottom of the second. 2-1. Breaking ball misses low. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. The Hyannis pitching staff has fallen apart here in the second inning. It looked bad for YD in the first inning, but the Red Sox were able to limit it to just 2 runs, as well as 2 runs in the second. Well, YD is stringing together quite a frame here in the bottom of the second. 3-1. Fastball called a strike right down the middle to Washington, and it's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here to Ron Washington. Palmer will go from second on the pitch, and so will Sam Hall from first. A base hit into the outfield, especially into a gap, should score both. They take their leads. The 3-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Washington does not agree. Thought it was outside, but instead takes called strike 3. As Rick Emerson said that caught the outside corner. The Red Sox leave 2 stranded, but bring across 3. It's 4-3 Harbor Hawks as we head to the third here at Red Wilson Field. You're on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Back here at the Red, it's the top of the third. 4-3, Hyannis over YD. First pitch of the frame misses down and away to Jared DeSantolo. 4-1. 4-3, Hyannis on top in the final game of this 2019 regular season for these 2 teams. Here's the 1-0. DeSantolo takes a fastball down and in from Brandon Dufault on the mound. 2 balls and no strikes. Dufault in the third here. He came in relief after the starter for the Red Sox, Mark DeLuia, lasted just a third of an inning today. Here's the 2-0. DeSantolo drives that one deep in the air into right center. Wells going over. It's gone. Solo home run to lead off the third for Jared DeSantolo. His 4th of the season. He now has a double and a home run today. A line drive that cleared the wall in right center. 5-3, Hyannis over YD. Yesterday it was a pitcher's duel between these 2 teams. Today, a slugfest. Hyannis scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, now 1 already across in the third. First pitch grounded right side. Trevor Hauver over for it. Yeager, he slides and can't make the play. Trickles into right center. Hauver rounds first, but he stays put with a soft single through the right side. Whitey had the shift on for the lefty Hauver. Rolled over on it and split the gap between Yeager and Hall up the middle. Back-to-back hits off of Dufault to get things started here in the third. And Whitey has action in their bullpen. Starter Mark DeLuia today for the Red Sox lasted just a third of an inning on 3 hits. 2 runs, they were both earned. Dufault came in relief and has allowed 3 runs in just over an inning. Now Rowdy Jordan. First pitch misses down and inside from Dufault for ball 1. Jordan from Mississippi State grounded out to Sam Hall in the first. 1-0. Sharp grounder right at the shortstop. Yeager shovels to Hall at second. Fires across to first in time. That's a 6-4-3 twin killing from the Red Sox and a quick 2 outs. Hauver forced out at second. Jordan out at first.
Rigsby Mosley.
2 down for Rigsby Mosley. DeSantelo homered earlier in the inning. It's 5-3 here in the third. Mosley is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to left field and to Andrew Eister to end the first inning. First pitch, changeup from Dufault. Misses away to the lefty for ball 1. Mosley hitting .211 so far this season. The 1-0. Misses down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Mosley started his swing but held up. Bases are clear with 2 down. Whitey playing Mosley to pull on the infield. Hall's in the hole at second. Yeager up the middle at short. The 2-0 from Dufault. Fastball misses away. 3 balls and no strikes. YD has lost 2 straight. Hyannis got their 8th win of the season yesterday. A 1-0 victory. They one-hit the Red Sox. Here's the 3-0. Taking all the way. It's in there from Dufault to Mosley. 3-1. Dufault from the stretch with the bases empty. 3-1. Fastball right at the knees. And the count is full with 2 down. Dufault from the stretch. Here's the payoff pitch to Mosley. Popped it up on the infield. Yeager now drifting back into shallow left field. The shortstop makes the catch to end the third for the Harbor Hawks. They get 1 on the solo shot from the bat of DeSantelo. 5-3 after 2.5 at the Red. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Wells, Samuelson, and Eister due up for the Red Sox in the home half of the third, trailing the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5-3. Tyler Drabick still on the mound for Hyannis. Second inning of work out of the pen for him. First pitch to Wells, a breaking ball, misses just off the dish outside for ball 1. Drabick came in midway through the second inning, recorded a double play, walked a couple men, and then got a backward strikeout to end the frame. Here's the 1-0 to Wells. Another off speed misses away to the lefty. It's 2-0. No runs charged to Drabick, but 3 came across in the second inning for the Red Sox. Hyannis on top 5-3. The 2-0. Fastball, line drive, center field. Rowdy Jordan barely has to move, and the center fielder makes the catch for the first out of the third. Wells scalded that in the air to center field, but Jordan took 1 step to his right, stayed put, and made the catch flat-footed for the first out here of the third. 1 down for Tate Samuelson. He singled and scored led off last inning for the Red Sox. 5-3 Hyannis. Last game of the Cape League regular season for these two. First pitch to Samuelson. Checks his swing. He did go around for strike one. Hyannis trying to go out on a high note. 8 wins on the season for the Harbor Hawks. Clearly last place in the league. 0-1. Breaking ball misses high to Samuelson. It's 1-1 from Drabick. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks have 19 points on the season. The 1-1. Fastball in there for strike 2 to Tate Samuelson. A ball and 2 strikes. The next closest team to Hyannis in either division is the Bourne Braves. They are 18-23-1 with 37 points. The 1-2. Samuelson bounces it softly left side, charging the shortstop. Westberg throws in time to get Samuelson. An off-balance running throw from Jordan Westberg gets Tate for the second out here in the third.
And the Bourne Braves clinched a playoff spot before any team in the Eastern Division did. That just shows you how far behind Hyannis has been this season.
Some clear disparity there between these Harbor Hawks, but they have a chance to go out winning 2 straight ball games. They won yesterday against these Red Sox 1-0. It was a gem from the Hyannis staff. Drabick winds. First pitch to Eister. Fastball misses low for ball 1. Eister walked and scored in the second. Hyannis, probably their best performance as a team all season, only allowed 1 hit, and it came in the first inning. 1-0 to Eister. Check swing, appeal down the line to first. He did go around, according to David Vivieros. A ball and a strike to Eister. Brad Beasley got the lone hit of the day for the Red Sox. It was a single in the first inning, and he did not score the remainder of the game. 1-1 to Eister. Misses low and in. 2 balls and a strike. Whitey's offense already pushes 3 across today, but they trail 5-3 here in the third. The 2-1. Eister bounces it foul up the third baseline. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eister, such a big potential bat for YD. Hit over 300 this spring at South Carolina. Started the year hitting over 500 in the first 2 weeks. Was the league leader in home runs at 3, but has cooled off significantly. 2-2. Breaking ball misses just off the plate inside, and it's a full count to Eister. His average now sits at .213, still just 3 home runs. So much potential for Andrew Eister that has just been untapped for YD this summer. Drabick brings the payoff to Eister. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 4. 2 walks today for Andrew Eister. Seeing the ball a bit better, he's on board for the second time with 2 down here in the third for the Red Sox.
Took the words out of my mouth. I was saying he's seeing the ball pretty well today. He's staying disciplined, not chasing out of the strike zone. And Perry's gotten himself on base a couple of times. Last time he was able to come around to score, help out his team. One of the 3 runs that Whitey has scored today. See if he can make it 2 here with 2 outs.
Drabick now from the stretch. First pitch to Jack Thomas Wold. It misses inside for ball 1. Wold singled and scored in the second inning. It was the trio Samuelson, Eister, and Wold all batting here in the third that got it done in the second for YD. Eister on first with 2 down. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss from Wold. He almost went down to a knee on that cut. A ball and a strike. Wold 3 home runs on the season, the UNLV product. He struggled through a little bit of a hand issue at times this season, dating all the way back to the spring for the Rebels. Fully healthy now. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a foul tip back into the glove of Goodman. He holds it, and that's strike 2. 1-2 to Wold. 5-3, Hyannis over the Red Sox, bottom of the third inning. Yesterday's game was a rapid tempo. Today we've had a slow drawl to the start of the game. Drabick, a long pause on the mound. Now the 1-2. Grounded foul up the first baseline by Wold. Just out in front of the breaking ball from Drabick. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Both teams' offenses have had it going here early, 5-3. Hyannis a couple of home runs. YD scored 3 times on a couple of hits last inning in the second. Another 1-2 to Wold. Fastball misses way up and outside to the lefty. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eyster on first with the 2-out walk for the Red Sox. They trail at 5-3. Final game of the regular season here. It's been a great regular season for these Red Sox. Eyster goes 2-2, fouled back by Wold. We'll see another 2-2 pitch. Hit and run was on for the Red Sox. A regular season in which they had another MVP candidate, have been right around the top of the division all season long. Officially eliminated from winning the division at this point, with either Orleans or Chatham taking home the Eastern Division crown this year. Dravik, Eyster goes again. 2-2 misses high and away. Throw down to second. In time to get Eyster. A great pick and a tag from Westberg. He snaps the tag on the leg of Andrew Eyster, who went in with the feet first slide. That ends the third for the Red Sox. They can't do anything with the walk from Eyster. 5-3 through 3 here at the Red. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the fourth, 8-9-1 due up for the Harbor Hawks. It's still Brandon Dufault tossing for the YD Red Sox. 5-3, Hyannis leads the Sox here in the fourth. Jackson Olsen at the plate. First pitch from Dufault, misses away to the lefty Olsen. It's ball 1. Olsen walked and scored in the second for Hyannis. They have 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. It's a 2-run advantage here in the fourth. Dufault from the stretch with the bases clear. 1-0. Fastball called strike on the outside corner to Olsen. 1-1. Olsen does have a home run this summer, hitting .235. Dufault with the 1-1. Changeup misses away. 2 balls and a strike. Playoff picture starting to take shape in the Cape League. Falmouth has the Western Division wrapped up. They'll be the 1 seed there. Bourne the 4 seed. 2-1. Fouled back and out of play by Olsen. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So it'll be a Falmouth-Bourne matchup in the opening round. Wareham and Katuitt are the 2 and 3 seeds. The East is a bit hazier. Finally, we got our playoff total picture of who's going to make it last night. First, the 2-2 to Olsen. Bounced on the ground right at the shortstop. Yeager gets the in-between hop. Crow hop, throw to first, and they retire Jackson Olsen. Ground out to Yeager at short is the first out here in the fourth. But last evening, Harwich topped the Brewster Whitecaps to eliminate Brewster and clinch a playoff berth. Harwich at 500, 21-21, with 1 tie. They will be the 4 seed. The question is, 1, 2, and 3. Orleans and Chatham play twice over these next 2 days, both at 48 points. Chatham holds the tiebreaker with the Firebirds should it be a split. First pitch to Anthony Servideo, called strike on a fastball, 0-1. YD is in third place at the moment at 47. If either Chatham or Orleans sweeps the next 2 against the other, and YD wins tonight, 0-1 grounded, 1 hop to Wold at first. Gloves, flips, Dufault covering, and he beats the base runner Servideo to the bag. 2 down on a couple of ground outs in the 4th from Dufault on the hill, and now it's Westberg at the top for Hyannis. So if YD wins tonight, TJ, and either Orleans or Chatham wins both of the final 2, YD will get the 2 seed.
Yeah, and for YD, that makes this game ever so bigger, and giving up 2 runs apiece in the first 2 innings and then 1 in the top of the 3rd is not the kind of stuff you want from your pitching staff when you really are trying to look to have game 1 right here Friday at Red Wilson.
First pitch to Westberg, skipped in the dirt, picked by Cardenas for ball 1.
And against a team that you should beat for the most part. I know, end of the season, everyone's tired. Everyone at some point wants to go home. But still got some games left to play.
Here's the 1-0. Westberg skies it, shallow center field. Wells started back, now he's coming in. A bit of a trot, and he stabs the baseball with the leather and makes the catch. YD gets their first scoreless inning defensively in the 4th. Home half coming up next. It will be Wolds, Cardenas, and Yeager when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 4th, back here at the Red. It's 5-3 Hyannis over YD. Wold, Cardenas, and Yeager due for the Sox in the 4th, down by 2. Mitch Mcintyre, the lefty, new on the mound for Hyannis. First pitch to Wold, hit in the air to center field. Lazy fly ball, pushing the center fielder Jordan into left center, and he makes the catch for the first out on 1 pitch for Mitch Mcintyre against Jack Thomas Wold. McIntyre making his 6th appearance. He's a two-way player, mostly used in the batting order this season for Chad Gassman's squad in Hyannis. 6th appearance on the mound. He has a 2.25 ERA. Working quickly. First pitch to Cardenas. Breaking ball skips in the dirt for ball 1. 8 innings pitched in 5 appearances for McIntyre. 6 strikeouts to 2 walks. That ERA, 2.25. He's been one of the better arms for Hyannis when they use him. Here's the 1-0. Cardenas watches it miss away. 2 balls and no strikes. Cardenas, an RBI walk in the second inning. The bases were loaded, and Cole Pletka, the starter for the Harbor Hawks, walked Cardenas to force in Tate Samuelson from third. Here's the 2-0. Fastball on the outer half to the righty Cardenas. 2 balls and a strike. Everyone's straight away for Cardenas. 2 balls and a strike. Bases clear. Here's the pitch. Flared in off the hand. Shallow right center. Going over the second baseman Servideo. And he makes the catch going towards the right field line. Quick 2 outs from McIntyre on the mound to begin the fourth. 5-3 Hyannis after the flyout from Cardenas to Servideo. Yeager to the plate with the bases empty. Yeager an RBI ground out for YD. It was a 6-4-3 double play in the fourth for the Sox. He did drive home a run. Eister came home to score from third. First pitch to him in the fourth. Misses tight to the hands for ball 1. Yeager hitting 179, getting the start at shortstop today. Wyatt Young a day off to gear up for the playoffs. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses away to Yeager. Ball and no strikes. A lot of the usuals getting a day off for YD. Brad Beasley, Riley King, Wyatt Young, Noah Campbell, all getting a day to take a breather. Here's the 2-0 to Yeager. Fastball ripped through the left side, a base hit. Yeager squares one up, rolls it to Hoover in left field, and a 2-out single for the YD shortstop today. Has him aboard with 2 down for Jake Palmer.
California Irvine, Jake Palmer.
If you've been following along with us this season, it will shock you what Jake Palmer did in his first plate appearance today. He walked, now has 20 on the season.
Wow. Haven't heard that before.
One of the team leaders in on-base percentage. 20 walks to just 11 strikeouts for Jake. Facing a lefty on the mound in McIntyre. Squares to bunt, pulls it back. First pitch in there for strike 1. Looking to drop one down for a hit. Sam Hall on deck for the Sox, trailing 5-3 in the bottom of the fourth inning. McIntyre, the 0-1. Skips in the dirt. Palmer watches it. Good block by Goodman. A ball and a strike to hold Yeager at first. Yeager 1 for 1 in stolen base tries this season. Palmer handles it pretty well. We'll see if Pick tries to put on a hit and run here at all, trailing by 2. Third baseman Olsen up on the grass for Hyannis. The pitch, grounded softly, left side right at Westberg. Picks it up, throws to first, and they'll get Palmer. Long way across the diamond for Westberg, but Palmer is retired to end the fourth for the Red Sox. Both teams go scoreless. We're through 4 here in South Yarmouth, 5-3 Hyannis. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Back here at Red Wilson Field for the top half of the 5th inning, it's the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5 and the Whitey Red Sox 3. T.J. Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you from Red Wilson. Colin Kafka now on the mound for Whitey. First pitch from the Oregon Duck. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count's 1-0. Kafka in his 9th appearance of the summer with Whitey, a 2-0 record and an ERA at 6.18. In 16 innings, he struck out 17 and walked 11. The 1-0 is fouled right between the legs of Noah Cardenas to the backstop from Ian Fair, the first baseman, and it's 1-1 strike. Riley King is into the game, playing at third base. Tate Samuelson moves over to first, so Jack Thomas Wold is out of the ball game. Replaced by Riley King, 1-1. Breaking ball misses away, and it's 2 balls and a strike here on Ian Fair. Fair today is 1 for 2. A 2 RBI single in the second inning. Northeastern product. The wind from Kafka. The Duck fires the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball. Trickles foul. Third base side past Hyannis manager Chad Gassman in the third base coaching box. And the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harbor Hawks got 2 of the runs in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the top of the third. Whitey got all 3 of theirs in the bottom half of the second. The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball right at R.J. Yeager at short. On a few hops, he fields, throws over to first, and throws wide. It gets past Samuelson and out of play. A routine ground ball thrown away into the stands by R.J. Yeager. An E6 puts a runner on at second with no outs here in the 5th inning. Just the kind of play you can't have happen.
Just yanked it. Looked like he fielded it cleanly, and then I don't know if he didn't have a grip on that ball, but just pulled it down the line towards the right field's part of the first base line, and no chance for Samuelson to make that play.
So here's Hunter Goodman. The catcher today is 1 for 2, a 2-run home run. The set from Kafka, peek back at second. And the first pitch. Swinging a ground ball, rockets through the middle of the infield, into center for a base hit. Wells charging, he fields. The runner at second, Fair rounds third and will hold up there. A strong throw by Wells is cut off. And now runners on the corners, back-to-back, reach base here to start this top half of the 5th inning. And Jared DeSantolo will come to the plate.
Goodman just continues to hit the baseball well. That's a good defensive job by the Red Sox. Wells and Samuelson keeping Goodman at first base on the throwback to the infield. But Goodman just continues to square the ball up against Whitey pitching between the home run earlier and that ball rocketed back through the infield.
So here is DeSantolo. Batting left-handed. Fair over on at third, Goodman on at first. Kafka sets. The tall right-hander out of Oregon fires a first pitch breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Whitey outfielders now playing deep at all 3 spots. Andrew Eister, Austin Wells, and Jake Palmer. Hyannis Harbor Hawks in prime position to extend their lead here in the top of the 5th inning. The set from Kafka and the 0-1. Breaking ball misses low, and it's 1-1 strike. All 10 Cape League teams in action today. One a doubleheader between Falmouth and Katuitt, the rest playing just 1 apiece. The set from Cohen and the 1-1. Breaking ball, check swing, they appeal to second. And the umpire, Jeff Kinney, says he doesn't go around. And the count is 2-1 strike on Jared DeSantolo. He hit a solo home run to lead off the 3rd inning his last time up. It's 2 for 2, double in the first as well. Entered today hitting just under 300 at 291. The 2-1 from Kafka, breaking ball down and inside, check swing. And home plate umpire Rick Emerson says that DeSantolo went around. And it's 2 strikes. Austin Wells now shaded a little bit towards left center at his spot in center field. Ian Fair's on at third base. Hunter Goodman's on at first. Both reach to start this top of the 5th inning. 2 strikes on DeSantolo. A deep breath from Kafka, the 2-2. Breaking ball misses away, and it's now full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Walks have been a little bit of a problem this season for Kafka, having walked 11 in 16 innings to go along with 19 hits allowed in those 16 frames. The whip almost near 2. The 3-2. Breaking ball, chopped foul at home plate. And the count will stay at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Whip, of course, walks and hits per innings pitched, which almost equates to 2 earned base runners an inning from Kafka. Just not a good mark.
Whitey as a staff, 1.39 in that category. It's something that they've been pretty good at. It's just been the big hits that have hurt this Whitey pitching staff. Second most home runs allowed in the league, only ahead of Hyannis.
So still full count, 3-2 to DeSantolo. Left-handed hitter out of FAU. The set from Kafka. 3-2 on its way. Breaking ball down and inside, and it's ball 4. 3 straight base runners reached to start this 5th inning. An error, a single, and a walk from Colin Kafka has loaded the bases with no one out, and Trevor Hauver will step to the plate. The Sun Devil is 1 for 1 on the day. Reached on a hit by pitch in the 1st and singled in the 3rd inning. He bats left-handed, the sophomore. Will dig in, a native of Chandler, Arizona. Slightly open stance from the left side, the first pitch. Changeup misses low, and it's 1-0 on Hauver. Hauver, the native of Chandler, Arizona, as I mentioned, attended Perry High School down there in Chandler, one of the big powerhouse schools in the Valley of the Sun. The 1-0. Breaking ball, changeup, it looked like again, missed low, and it counts 2-0. Hauver has had an excellent eye at the plate this season, is tied for the most walks amongst the entire Cape League with Chatham's Jamal O'Gwyn. Made it a point this season, entering the spring with ASU, to watch more pitches. So he was expected to be the leadoff hitter for the Sun Devils, and has he ever made that transition? The 2-0. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. In 2018, last season with ASU, hit just .227, did not leave the ballpark once with a home run, and walked just 12 times in 42 games. But up that number way up here in his sophomore season. The 2-1 to Hauver. Pitch misses low, a fastball, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike.
Brady Corrigan up and tossing in a hurry down the bullpen for YD. Kafka yet to get it out through 3 batters and in danger of surrendering something here to Hauver.
3 balls and a strike to Trevor Hauver. He's got the power to leave a yard if Kafka leaves one down the middle. The 3-1 from the righty. Fastball swinging a line drive deep to right field. Palmer goes back, he looks up, and that one is gone. I spoke it into existence. Trevor Hauver on a 3-1 pitch hits one out over the right field fence. A grand slam, the 2nd grand slam of the season and 3rd home run for Trevor Hauver. Makes the lead 9-3 Hyannis here in the 5th inning.
An absolute screamer. Got it right on the barrel of the bat. Jake Palmer turned around, thought he might have a play on it at first, but it sneaks out over the wall. Hauver got all of that one, just a line drive. A nightmare appearance for Colin Kafka on the mound here in this one.
And that's what happens when you fall behind 3-1 and then leave a fastball over the middle of a plate to a double-digit home run guy. So here's Rowdy Jordan, the center fielder. 0 for 2 on the day, a pair of ground outs, 1 a double play. First pitch, fastball misses low, and it's 1-0. Well, the Harbor Hawks bats has showed up here today. 9 runs on 8 hits against this Whitey staff. It was a couple of back-to-back good outings for this, or at least yesterday a good outing, as the 1-0 chopped over towards first base. Tate Samuelson off to his right field. Shovels to Kafka at the bag, and they get the first out of the inning on Rowdy Jordan, a 3-1 ground out. So Rigsby Mosley, the right fielder, will step in. A pair of pop outs for him, 1 to left, 1 to short. First four batters all come across to score for Hyannis on the Trevor Hauver grand slam here in the top of the 5th inning.
And after that grand slam, it's now Gordon Ingebrigtsen starting to toss for the Red Sox.
First pitch to Mosley. Swing and a miss. Gets away from Cardenas off to his right. And it's 0-1. So Corrigan sits down and Ingebrigtsen gets up and tosses. With the Harbor Hawks now suddenly up 6 runs here in the 5th inning. The 0-1. Breaking ball misses low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Man, just in a sudden, Trevor Hauver absolutely scorched that baseball.
This game is going to have a lot of runs, it feels like.
The 1-1. Breaking ball misses a little bit low and inside, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Rigsby.
Feels like YD is in a big spot next half inning with the top of their lineup coming up. If they have any intentions of winning this one, you got to respond next half.
The 2-1, swing and a miss. Mosley swings over the top. It looked like a changeup on the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Red Sox in a bit of a shift, not quite the overshift, as the 2-1, or it's called strike 3, pardon. The 2-2 called strike 3 on Mosley. He's set down on strikes. That one got the outside corner after the grand slam. 2 up, 2 down for Colin Kafka, and Jackson Olsen will step in. The Red Sox will remain in the shift here with Olsen. Sam Hall will shift a little bit over to his right at second base, but remain deep in the hole at second. Yeager playing deep out on the grass at shortstop. First pitch, breaking ball inside, and it gets a piece of Olsen. Kicked off at one of his feet as he'll jog down to first. Another base runner for the Harbor Hawks here in the 5th inning. And that will bring up the second baseman, Anthony Servideo, who reached on an error, scored in the second, and grounded out to first. An 0 for 2 day. Still no movement out of the Whitey bullpen, or out of the Whitey dugout. This is going to be Kafka's inning to finish.
Ingebrigtsen's, tossing, not yet really warming up. He's still just getting loose.
The first pitch. Breaking ball misses a little bit low, and it's 1-0. Kafka has just not quite been able to find the strike zone. 13 strikes, 14 balls. 27 pitches for Kafka. 1-0. Misses low again. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
You said it on the home run. It's because he's falling behind these hitters. And then the first 2 that he gets out, it's because he worked ahead. Those first pitch strikes are so important for this Whitey relief staff.
Kafka, a set, and the 2-0. Swing and a miss. That changeup dove out of the strike zone. And Servideo chased it. It's 2 balls and a strike on the Ole Miss second baseman. Outfielders for YD playing straight up. Again, the set from Kafka. 2-2. Swinging a grounder right at R.J. Yeager at short. He had him played perfectly. He'll field it. Step on the second base pillow. He'll be in time for the 3rd out of this 5th inning. Trevor Hauver, though, makes Colin Kafka pay for falling behind and loading the bases. He hits his 2nd grand slam and 3rd home run of the season for the Harbor Hawks as they have opened a can of worms here at Red Wilson Field. It's 9-3 Hyannis as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Red Wilson Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the fifth inning here from Red Wilson Field. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you from South Yarmouth. It's 9-3 Hyannis here at Red Wilson Field. Just what you expect, the best home record in the league in YD and the worst road record in the league in Hyannis have played to the opposite of that storyline. First pitch to Sam Hall, leadoff man for YD, breaking ball. Misses inside to the Clemson Tiger. It's 1-0. Yet this is the last game of the season. A lot of the backups for YD getting some playing time today as we prepare for playoff baseball here on the Cape. First round starting on Friday. 1-0. Fastball misses away. And it's 2-0 on Sam Hall, who's 0 for 1 today. He reached his last time up in the second on a walk. Hall will dig back in. Utility player out of Clemson watches the 2-0. Fastball misses away, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. The forecast for Friday, partially cloudy, 81 degrees. So we should be all set. Good to go for baseball. The only near rain in the forecast is scheduled for next Wednesday, as the 3-0 called a strike on the outside corner counts now 3 balls and 1 strike. 2 doubles, 4 RBIs for Hall this season, getting the start in the leadoff spot today for YD. 3-1. Fastball, swing and a foul. First base side, gets out of play. The wind gusting slightly from left to right. The flagpole out in left center behind the scoreboard is barely stirring, but if it were to pick a direction, that's the way it's going right now. On a calm but muggy evening here in South Yarmouth. The wind from McIntyre, the 3-2. Swing and a slow chopper out towards Westberg at short. He fields on the easy hop and throws to first, just a step ahead of the speedy Sam Hall to retire him for the first down of the inning. Westberg has shown off the glove the last 2 nights. There's a spinning throw he made yesterday. I can't remember what inning it was in, but man, was that a pretty play at short. He had a ground ball go off to his right. He got it, hopped, spun, and threw an accurate throw to first in time to get the out in that inning.
It was Noah Cardenas in the 5th inning, and he hit it really hard, and it was one of the best defensive plays from an infielder I've seen all summer.
First pitch fastball to Ron Washington, catches the outside corner, 0-1 the count.
Feels like Whitey's given Westberg plenty of opportunities in this 2-game set for Westberg.
He's done it with the bat and the glove this summer. 0-1. Breaking ball. Stays upstairs on the check swing. Washington went around, and it's 0-2. (9-3) Hyannis lead here in the bottom half for the 5th inning. The wind in the 0-2 to Washington. Fastball misses upstairs. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ron Washington Jr., the pit product. He's been active for just over a week for YD. McIntyre gets his sign, the BYU product, fires home the 1-2. Fastball, maybe changeup, misses away. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Middle of the infield is open for Washington if he were to hit one back that way. McIntyre, the lefty, fires home the 2-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3. Drops in right down the middle, and Washington is down looking. The first strikeout of the day for Mitch Mcintyre in relief of Cole Pletka and Tyler Drabick. There's 2 down here in the 5th inning, and now it'll be Austin Wells to step to the plate.
Wells has had some bad luck these last 2 games. A couple of lineouts yesterday to center field, 1 already today.
Wells is 0 for his last 11. First pitch breaking ball misses away, and it's 1-0.
And no doubt he's been scuffling a little bit in that 0 for 11 stretch, but he's had a couple really hard hit balls that just haven't fallen.
1-0. Swing and a miss from Wells, and it's 1-1, and it's been pitches like that, and he's been missing.
Yep, that's a pitch to drive right there that he just comes up empty, and that's how you know he's just a tick off at the plate.
Just the ebbs and flows of a baseball season. Not always going to break your way. The 1-1. Swing and a foul back from Wells. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That was another one up in the zone that he only fouled back. Early in the season, even as early as a week ago, as most recent as a week ago, we saw him drive that ball with authority to left field. Here only fouls it back.
And the 1-2. Breaking ball misses away. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wells. Wells has had quite the successful freshman campaigns both at Arizona and on the Cape. 2-2 to Wells. Fastball misses away, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it's an eye like that that helps Wells. You know, he's been caught looking probably more times than he's liked this summer. He's near the top of the league in strikeouts, but it's also helped him out a bunch too. 3-2. Swing and a foul back on the fastball. And it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. Racked up a bunch of awards this season at the University of Arizona. McIntyre gets his sign as Wells awaits the payoff pitch. 3-2 breaking ball, not close. It misses outside for ball 4. Wells tosses his bat aside and will jog down to first on the 2-out walk. And Tate Samuelson now at first will stride in with 2 outs and a runner on. For Wells, this, the ebbs and flows of a season. I mean, it flowed more than it ebbed this past spring at Arizona. I mentioned the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. 353 average. 15 doubles, 7 triples, 5 home runs as the first pitch to Samuelson catches the outside corner. It's 0-1. Led the conference in runs, 4th in walks, 3rd in RBIs, and one of the best conferences in college baseball. The set and the 0-1. Swing and a line drive, fly ball to right field. Hover a few steps back to his left. The left fielder for Hyannis will settle in its tracks and make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Strand Wells over on at first base. Red Sox put up a goose egg in the 5th. We'll head to the 6th. It's 9-3 Hyannis here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 6th inning from Red Wilson Field. It's Hyannis 9 and YD 3. Harborhawks coming to the plate. It'll be 1, 2, and 3. The top 3 in the Hyannis lineup coming to the plate, starting with their shortstop and leadoff hitter Jordan Westberg. The Mississippi State Bulldog is 1 for 3 with the runs scored today. First pitch from Colin Kafka, still out on the mound for a 2nd inning. First pitch, changeup misses low for ball 1. It's 1-0. Ian Fair and Hunter Goodman will follow Westberg here in their 6th. Top half of the 6th frame, the Hyannis part of this 6th inning. 1-0 misses inside. It's now 2-0. It's been more of the same for Colin Kafka's struggled to work ahead of hitters. Reason he gave up that 4 spot in the top half of the 5th. 2-0. Fastball misses low. It's 3-0. That falling behind to Trevor Hover before throwing him a 3-1 fastball down the middle. That Hover crushed for a grand slam. Put us where we are at 9-3. The 3-0 misses well inside and low for ball 4. And a 4-pitch walk for Kafka to start the 6th inning. And if you're looking for some momentum heading into the playoffs, the pitching staff today just has not been in.
No, it has not been. And you look at who's going, maybe not the 3 guys who you're going to be using in big-time spots come playoff season, but still, for an offense that is 10th in the league in runs, you'd like to hold them maybe a little bit less than what Hyannis is doing early today.
First pitch to Ian Fair. First baseman out of Northeastern takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. And outside of the 3 runs Whitey has scored in the second inning, they have been kept off the scoreboard. 0-1. Breaking ball fouled off first base side. Line drive right near the Hyannis dugout. And the count will go to no balls and 2 strikes. Final game, game 44 of the regular season here at Red Wilson Field. Between Hyannis and YD, and a home between these two interdivision squads. Red Sox in 3rd place in the Eastern Division with 47 points. While the Harbor Hawks 8, 32, and 3 last in the West, 0-2. Westbrook going on the pitch, it's chopped foul up the third base side. And the count will stay at no balls and 2 strikes. And Whitey will get either Chatham or Orleans on Friday. A guaranteed top 3 seed for the Red Sox. The set from Kafka and the 0-2. Fastball misses inside, and it's now 1-2 on Fair. Well, the question of whether it'll be here at Red Wilson Field is yet to be told. The Red Sox win today, make a 6-run comeback. And the 2 and 1 team sweeps the other in the 2 games between Orleans and Chatham as the 1-2 misses inside. The count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Whitey wins today, and either Orleans or Chatham sweeps the other. Then the Red Sox will be in the 2nd seed. If those 2 split, the game's today and tomorrow, then Whitey would stay in 3rd regardless of the outcome. 2-2. Swinging a line drive out to right, straightaway right field. Jake Palmer has it in his tracks, moves a step in, and makes the catch for the first out. So now Hunter Goodman, who's homered today, one of 2 home runs for the Harbor Hawks, or one of 3, for Hyannis, will step in. That 2-run shot came in the first inning, opened up the scoring off of Mark DeLuya in the first frame of the ball game. So if we're looking at the playoff matchups today, it goes Orleans would host Harwich at Eldridge Park on Friday, and Chatham would host YD. First pitch, breaking ball to Goodman, misses low, and it's 1-0. Then out west, you have the red-hot Falmouth Commodores would be hosting the Bourne Braves at Gov Fuller Field, and then Wareham would be hosting Katuitt. So, going to be interesting to see how these play out. It's always fun. Playoff season, 1-0. Swing and a miss from Goodman, and it's 1-1.
It's a lot of different potential matchups, a lot of different, because when you don't know who's going to be hosting, that adds a whole different dynamic to everything as well. And honestly, there's a case to be made for all 4 of these teams at this moment.
The set from Kafka, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Changeup gets Goodman to swing over the top, and it's 1-2. When you throw everything out once you make it to the playoffs, not a better example than last season.
Yep.
Red Sox swept by the top-seeded Red Sox, swept by the 4th-seeded Brewster Whitecaps. Whitey had twice as many points as Brewster. 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. Goodman down on strikes. Strikeout for Kafka, his 2nd. 2 down here in the 6th inning. And Jared DeSantolo will come to the plate. So Whitey last season, 59 points. Brewster with 30. And it ended up being a Brewster sweep that the Whitecaps took 5-4 here in Game 1 at Red Wilson Field in Game 1. And then Game 2, a 12-2 drubbing. The Whitecaps sweeping Whitey and moving on to face Chatham in the Division Championship Series. The first pitch on the way to DeSantolo misses outside for ball 1, and it's 1-0. Yes, different teams on both sides, but just comes to show that you really can throw everything out. 1-0 the count on Jared DeSantolo, who's reached all 3 times today. Breaking ball on the 1-0. Misses a bit low and outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The last time YD took home a Cape League title in 2016, they were the 2 seed at 26-17-1 back in 2016. The 2-0 miss catches the strike zone. It's now 2 balls and a strike. Last year, the champion came out of the West, the 1 seed Wareham Gatemen. Back when YD won in 2015, they were 500. 22-22. finished in third place. The 2-1 called a strike on the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And in 2014, the Red Sox were also a 3 seed. So seeding, while important to some, can work around it.
I think it's important in the home matchups and who has home field advantage. It really can get thrown out.
2-2 misses outside. DeSantolo turned around, almost started walking back towards the Hyannis dugout, but it missed outside for ball 3, 3-2. Payoff pitch on its way to DeSantolo. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan Westberg over on at first. He walked to lead off the 6th inning on 4 pitches. Sam Hall played it deep out in the hole at second. There goes Westberg, the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's dropped by Cardenas. He'll fire on the inside part of the baseline. Down to Samuelson at first and record the strikeout. The 3rd of the day for Colin Kafka, who works a scoreless 6th. What's the bottom half of the frame? It's 9-3 Hyannis here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Angus McCloskey out of Pace will come in and pitch for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in relief of the 2-way player out of BYU, Mitch Mcintyre. 2 scoreless innings for the BYU Cougar on 1 hit. He struck out 1 and walked 1. McCloskey will face 5, 6, and 7 in the YD order. Andrew Eister, Riley King, and Noah Cardenas. First pitch to Eister, called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. King ready for his first hacks of the day in place of Jack Thomas Wold. Awaits on deck. McCloskey fires the 0-1. It's called a strike. Quickly 0-2. 6'2", 225 pounds is McCloskey out of Pace University. His 3rd appearance of the summer, an ERA at 4.9. In 3 2/3, he struck out 4 and walked 1. The set and the 0-2. Fastball stays upstairs, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pace, a D2 school in New York City. Member of the Northeast 10 Eastern College Athletic Conference. As the 1-2 misses, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Eister. It's been a solid pitching day for the Harbor Hawks. They've allowed just 3 runs on 3 hits for a team that gives up an average of almost 7. 2-2, swing and a line drive deep left center field. Hover over into the gap, slides and makes the catch. Eister got that one on the barrel. It looked like he might pick up his first extra base hit. since that Falmouth series in week 2 of the season. But instead, a nice sliding play by Trevor Hauver robs Eister of a base hit and keeps Eister off the base paths for the first time today. So here's Riley King, the third baseman out of Georgia, will bat in the place of Jack Thomas Wold. Batting here in the 6th inning. Right-hander awaits the first pitch, up and inside, catches a piece of him. Right off this front shoulder, batting right-handed, the left shoulder. So he'll jog down to first, and on one pitch he reaches, and Noah Cardenas will come to the plate.
The catcher from UCLA, Noah.
Cardenas today drove in a run on a walk back in the 2nd inning and popped out to second. Red Sox trailing by 6 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Most thanks to a Trevor Hauver grand slam. First pitch to Cardenas, fouled out of play behind home plate. And it's 0-1. We just saw Hauver rob Eister of a base hit with a nice sliding grab in left field. A look in by McCloskey. Sets 0-1. Fastball misses high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. In a struggle of the season, it has been for Hyannis. Back-to-back wins wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to finish out the season. The set from McCloskey, the 1-1. Swinging a fly ball deep to right field. Chasing back, Rigsby Mosley. He's nearing the fence and about 10 feet in front of that right field fence. He gets under it and makes the catch going back to his left. Cardenas gives one a ride the other way, but comes up short. It's the second out of the 6th inning, and R.J. Yeager will step to the plate.
R.J. Yeager.
I'll try and confirm it. I'm not sure the Harbor Hawks have won back-to-back games this season. It'd be unlikely given their record of 8-32-3. So Yeager steps in. King off of first with 2 outs. First pitch, swing and a miss. From Yeager, it's 0-1. Yeager today 1 for 2. Right-handed hitter out of Mercer watches the 0-1 breaking ball miss away. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Middle of the infield is open for Yeager if he gets a ground ball past the pitcher, McCloskey. The set and the 1-1. Swing and a foul behind home plate. Clangs into the chain link fence, protecting the press box in the parking lot from stray foul balls. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake Palmer waits on deck if Yeager can reach here with 2 outs. Count 1-2 on the Mercer product. The set from McCloskey, the 1-2. Swing and a line drive up the middle. One hopper, bounce to DeSantolo. Feels no part in that Servideo up the middle. Glove flips to second. Westberg covering, and the middle infield tandem for the Harbor Hawks gets the fielder's choice and retires the Red Sox. A pretty play from the middle infielders for Hyannis. Gets them out of this inning here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll head to the 7th. It's 9-3 Harbor Hawks here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. So the man who made it a 9-3 game back in the top of the 5th inning with the grand slam, Trevor Hauver, will step in. The Arizona State Sun Devil now face Gordon Ingebrigtsen in relief of Colin Kafka. The Oregon Duck went 2 innings of the first pitch from new hurler Gordon Ingebrigtsen misses outside. Counts 1-0. 2 innings for Kafka, 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 1-0 to Hauver. Swing and a miss. Caught in between on a off-speed pitch from Ingebrigtsen, which dips into the 60s. And the count's 1 ball and 1 strike. Each windy arm today has given up at least 2 runs. DeLuya gave up 2. Dufault gave up 3. And Kafka gave up 4. So 1-2 called a strike. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Trevor Hauver. 3 home runs in the game for Hyannis. 1 from Hauver, 1 from DeSantolo, and 1 from Hunter Goodman in the first inning. 1-2 to Hauver, swinging a fly ball into shallow left field. Backing out Riley King, in comes Andrew Eister. It'll be Eister to make the catch and retire Hauver to start this 7th inning. But back in that first inning, that Hunter Goodman home run, that I compared to an Andrew Vaughn home run, number 3 overall pick in this past draft about a month ago. To the Chicago White Sox. Reported by Brian, of course, just got that information.
Yeah.
430 feet and 108 off the bat.
Just an absolute blast. That's from our TrackMan technology here that just was absolutely hammered by Goodman.
First pitch, fastball on the outside corner, called a strike, and it's an 0-1. So that's a home run no matter where you play.
Except Orleans.
Except Orleans, correct.
Barely.
4 more feet.
4 feet shy.
Although, I can make the case for this as Ingebrigtsen sets the 0-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Rowdy Jordan could not time up that breaking ball. It's 0-2. It was a little bit towards left center, not dead straightaway center. So maybe if he got it just left enough, it would have went over the center field wall.
Definitely a case to be made for that if he hooks it just enough towards left center.
0-2 on its way from Ingebrigtsen. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strike 3. That slider from Ingebrigtsen, a ton of sidewards movement. His first strikeout of the game. Gets Rowdy Jordan to go down swinging, and now Rigsby Mosley will step in. And we've seen some tanks this season, mostly from Austin Wells, but sprinkled in here and there. The Red Sox have some home run hitters, but not of the, oh my God, prestigious light tower power kind. First pitch, breaking ball to Rigsby Mosley, bends it on the outside corner. It's 0-1. But Goodman is one of those guys who, when he hits it, it is just out of sight. The 0-1. Fastball chopped foul at home plate, and it's 0-2.
Out of sight, unfortunately not out of mind for the Red Sox.
Yes. And you know you hit it pretty well when you don't see it land when you hit it to center field here at Red Wilson Field with the tree barrier up lining from about left center to right center. Ingebrigtsen sets a strike away from getting out of the 7th inning. The 0-2. Breaking ball, chopped foul up the first base side, and we'll do it again at 0-2. 9-3 Hyannis here in the top of the 3rd inning. Harbor Hawks looking for their 9th win of the season and back-to-back wins, which has been a rarity, to say the least, for them this season. The 0-2. Ingebrigtsen dips down. Breaking ball misses away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not been really a season to remember for Hyannis. Just 8 wins entering today, 32 losses, 3 ties. Be miserable, especially in the summer ball variety. The 1-2. Fastball, check swing, and he goes around. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gordon Ingebrigtsen to retire the Harbor Hawks 1-2-3 in this 7th inning. Breaking ball and fastball gets a pair of strikeouts as we'll stretch here at Red Wilson. It's 9-3 Hyannis as we'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Due up, Jake Palmer, Sam Holt, and Ron Washington on the other side of this break here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bottom of the 7th, it's 9-3 Hyannis leading YD. Palmer, Hall, and Washington due for the Sox here in the 7th, down by 6. Final game of the 2019 regular season. Still on the mound, Angus McCloskey for the Harbor Hawks. First pitch of the 7th misses low to Palmer for ball 1. Palmer has reached once today on a walk. Also a ground out to shortstop. That's Westberg. A ball and no strikes to him here. McCloskey with the 1-0. Fastball knee high. A called strike to Jake. 1-1. YD's offense has sputtered once again today against the Harbor Hawks. 3 hits. They've scored 3 runs, but mostly due to some walks. McCloskey with the 1-1. Palmer, high chopper, right side. Charging Servideo at second. He underhand flips to first and gets Palmer by a couple of steps for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Palmer 0 for 2 today. 1 down now for the top of the YD order. Sam Hall to the plate for the Sox. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. YD has scored 3 runs, all 3 in the 2nd inning. That made it 4-3 at the time. Hyannis has unloaded 5 unanswered since then. Part of that, a grand slam from Trevor Hauver. First pitch to Hall. Fastball misses away for ball 1 to the righty. Slightly cloudy skies tonight at Red Wilson. Darkening quickly. Can't really see the sun setting off to our left. Here's the 1-0. Line drive, foul down the first base line. Hall almost snuck it into the right field corner, but it tails foul. A ball and a strike. Hall starting at second base today. He's flipped with R.J. Yeager. Now at shortstop. Yeager moved to second. Getting both those guys some time at both middle infield spots. The 1-1. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. A nice hook on the mound from McCloskey. Hall down in the count now. A ball and 2 strikes. Bases are clear with 1 down in the 7th. McCloskey from the stretch. Sets at the belt. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball misses in the dirt and it gets past Goodman. No attempt from Hall. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hyannis looking to win 2 games in a row for just the 2nd time this year. Only other time came on a July 6th doubleheader against Bourne. Would be the first time they have won in consecutive days all season. 2-2. Misses upstairs. That's ball 3 to Hall. Full count with 1 down. It's been a great season for YD, but in danger of going out on a bit of a sour note in the regular season. They're resting some guys before the playoff run. 3-2 to Hall. Fastball misses outside. That's ball 4. 1 out walk to Sam Hall. He's aboard. Both bases on balls today for Hall to put him on the base paths. Pinch hitter for YD. Carson Taylor going to hit for Ron Washington Jr. Taylor, the switch hitting catcher from Virginia Tech, getting a couple cuts today. Washington was 0 for 3 with 2 backwards Ks. Taylor, the average hasn't come around yet for a relatively newcomer on this YD team, but he has 2 3-run home runs. Light tower power from both sides of the plate. The switch hitter hits from a wide open stance, low crouch from the left side against the righty McCloskey. First pitch, fastball in there for strike 1. Right down the middle to open the at-bat with Taylor. Hall on first with 1 down. It's 9-3 Hyannis over the Sox tonight. We started early, but it's been a slow-paced game, so already darkening. The 0-1. Fastball misses low. A ball and a strike to Taylor. YD has been the comeback kids at home this season. Multiple come from behind victories here at Red Wilson Field. This would be their most impressive to date, down by 6 in the 7th. 1-1. Skied, deep center field. That's chasing back Jordan, nearing the fence. Jordan leaps, and he makes the catch. Rowdy Jordan brings one back, stealing at least extra bases and maybe a long ball from Carson Taylor. Hall is back to first. What a catch from Rowdy Jordan in center.
Fielder from the University of Arizona.
Taylor hit one all of 350 feet, and Rowdy Jordan, the leaping grab at the wall. 2 down in the 7th. What a play. That brings up Austin Wells. That's one of the best defensive catches in the outfield we've seen this season. Rowdy Jordan from Mississippi State robs Carson Taylor. First pitch to Wells, misses low in the dirt, ball 1. Hall stays put. Good block from Goodman. Taylor hit it well, almost got home run number 3 of this season out of here. 9-3 Hyannis. That would have brought the Red Sox within that vaunted Grand Slam territory. The 1-0. Wells, a bouncer up the middle. High hop to the shortstop, Westberg. He fields and steps on the bag to get Hall on the force out. A rob of a home run in center from Rowdy Jordan. Keeps it at a 6-run lead for Hyannis. 9-3. They're up over the Red Sox through 7 here at the Red. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 8th inning. First pitch from Gordon Ingebrigtsen to Jackson Olsen. Flared in the air, shallow center field. Austin Wells running inwards, and he makes the catch. A galloping grab for Wells to begin the 8th inning on the first pitch to the batter Jackson Olsen. It's a fly out, and there's 1 down. 9-3, Hyannis leads the Red Sox here in the 8th. YD had their best scoring chance in some time. Last half inning, Carson Taylor gave one a drive to center field, but a great leaping grab at the wall from Rowdy Jordan robbed extra bases from Carson Taylor. Now Anthony Servideo. Actually, that's a pinch hitter, Lucas Dunn at the plate for the Harbor Hawks. The righty from Louisville. First pitch grounded, right side foul ball. Samuelson way off the line at the first base bag. Dunn almost snaked it up the first baseline in between Samuelson and first, but it scoots just foul for strike 1. Servideo was 0 for 3 today. He reached and scored on an error in the second. 0-1 to Dunn. Again fisted foul up the first baseline, and it's 0-2. 9-3 Hyannis over YD. Hyannis looking to get win number 9 in their final game of this Cape League season. Here's the 0-2. Slider fouled back from Ingebrigtsen to Dunn. Another 0-2 pitch coming up. Through 7 here at the Red. 3 home runs have powered the Harbor Hawks today. YD just 3 hits through 7 innings. Ingebrigtsen, the 0-2. Slider misses down and outside. It's a ball and 2 strikes to Dunn. Was the over-the-top arm action from Ingebrigtsen. He can drop to 3 arm slots. Directly sidearm, 3/4, and then an over-the-top slot. A deep breath. And the 1-2 to Dunn. Slider roped, back up the middle. That's a base hit. Hit on a line. There was the sidearm delivery from Ingebrigtsen. Dunn scolded it back up the middle. That's a base hit.
Shortstop from Mississippi State University.
Runner on first, one down for the top of the
Westberg.
Hyannis order. It's their shortstop, Jordan Westberg. He's had a great series against the Red Sox these last 2 days. 1 for 3 today with a run. 1 for 4 today with a double yesterday. Also has walked today and has just shown everybody a spectacular defense at short. First pitch to him from Ingebrigtsen. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. Dunn leads from first, 1 down in the top of the 8th inning, 9-3. YD trails Hyannis, the 1-0. Bounced foul up the third base line, a ball and a strike to Westberg. It's been an interesting season for these Red Sox. They've bounced back and forth primarily in the top 3 spots of this Eastern Division. Generally been right around the same record as Orleans, Chatham. YD right there with those two. Ingebrigtsen, the 1-1. Westberg pops it up right side in foul territory. That gets down in foul ground for strike 2 to Westberg. A ball and 2 strikes. YD does have another righty throwing in their bullpen. Hyannis is silent. A ball and 2 strikes, 1 down. Dunn on first base to Westberg. Ingebrigtsen to the plate. Foul tip in and out of the glove of Cardenas. Just couldn't hold it off the bat of Westberg. Another 1-2 pitch coming up. Hard to predict how the Eastern Division is going to unfold come playoff time. Orleans is probably the team that's overperforming. A lot of guys from lower level Division I schools and D2 that have just been crushing the baseball and performing out on the bump. They have a chance to win the division over these next 2 nights. Another 1-2. Fastball misses into Westberg. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chatham, it felt like, was the most balanced team all year long. Their pitching has been there since day 1, but lately the offense has really fallen off for Tom Holliday's crew over there in Chatham. 2-2. Fisted in the air, left field. Incoming Eister. He makes a running catch. Eister charged straight inwards on the flare from Westberg. 2 down in the 8th. Dunn still on first. Hyannis up 9-3. YD has had one of the best offenses in the league from day 1. And they can put up double-digit runs on you in any given evening. It just hasn't been there day in, day out for the Sox. Most notably these last 2 nights where they've gotten 4 hits against Hyannis. First pitch a called strike to Ian Fair, the righty from Northeastern. It's 0-1. Harwich, to me, is the biggest wild card. They are locked in the 4th place spot in the division, have had one of the best pitching staffs all year long. 0-1. Fair pops it up, foul out of play to the right side. Now it's 0-2. And Harwich has had the trio in the middle of the order that are all stars. Christian Fedko, Joey Weimer, Nico Cavadas, that all are great hitters. But the role players are starting to come around for the Mariners. Chris Lanzilli, 3 home runs last night. The 0-2. Curveball, called strike 3. Ingebrigtsen works around the single from Dunn. Gets Fair looking to end the 8th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left for the Harbor Hawks. 9-3 Red Sox, home half of the 8th. Coming up next, this is Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 8th, it's 9-3. Hyannis over YD. Angus McCloskey still on the mound in relief for Hyannis. First pitch of the inning to take Samuelson is lined on the ground, back up the middle for a base hit. Samuelson barreled one. It's a leadoff single on one pitch for the Red Sox here in the 8th. Samuelson, Eister, and King due up for the Red Sox in the home half of the 8th, down by 6 to Hyannis. Samuelson now 2 for 4 today. And that brings up Andrew Eister. He's 0 for 1, but he's reached twice on 2 walks. And the one out he did have was a line out to left field that Trevor Hauver made a great sliding catch on. A man on first with nobody out for Eister in the 8th. McCloskey from the stretch. First pitch, fastball, called strike on the outer half to Eister. Samuelson, not a big base stealer on first. 0-1. Breaking ball misses away to Eister, 1-1. He has 3 steals on 6 tries this year. More often than not is going on some sort of hit and run from these Red Sox. They need a big inning here in the bottom of the 8th, down by 6. McCloskey from the stretch, the 1-1. Breaking ball right at the knees of Eister. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Eister took it, thought it was low. Have to be pleased with what you see from Andrew Eister today. Despite the 0 for 1 day, a hard hit ball and a couple of walks. Has to feel good for the South Carolina Gamecock, who's hitting just .213. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball grounded, foul up the third base line. About a foot wide of the third base cushion. Eister almost had himself a trip to second for extra bases, but another 1-2 pitch coming up.
Most of the balls he's made contact today been on the barrel. For a guy that's struggling, that's big.
Long pause on the mound. Now McCloskey has his pitch. 1-2. Fastball misses off the plate away. McCloskey thought he had Eister rung up, was starting to walk off the mound and boot some dirt out there in frustration. Now 2-2 to Eister. Samuelson on first base. Nobody down in the 8th for YD. Riley King on deck. Then it's Noah Cardenas for the Sox here in the 8th. The 2-2. Fastball, that's on the outside corner. Eister goes down looking. Great pitch on the mound from McCloskey, and that brings up King with 1 down. Still Samuelson at first. Third strikeout today for the Red Sox. All have been looking. They've put the ball in play, just nothing to show for it. Only 4 hits, 2 off the bat of Samuelson. Righty-righty matchup. McCloskey to King here in the 8th. First pitch. Breaking ball. Misses off the plate away. Ball 1. Goodman was set up outside. Lefty warming for the Harbor Hawks. If they need anybody here in the 8th for McCloskey. Starting to get darker here. We'll see how long this 8th inning lasts. 1-1. Wave and a miss from King. A ball into strike. Harbor Hawks defense straight away. Fair holding the base runner Samuelson at first. Even at the bag at third is Olsen. Outfield straight up for King. King entered this ballgame about halfway through for Jack Thomas Wold. Only plate appearance, he got plunked with the pitch. 1-1. Called strike, fastball knee high to King. A ball and 2 strikes. One down here in the 8th. The pitch. Fastball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. King, one of the all-stars for YD, has had a great summer. YD's really going to be relying on him come playoff time, starting on Friday. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball low in the dirt, and the count is full to King. Goodman a bit shaken up behind home plate. Bent over, hands on his knees, and Chad Gassman's going to come out of the dugout to talk to him. Early in Veterans Field in Chatham, it is 2-0 Anglers over Orleans. Chatham, the losers of 5 straight. Orleans has won 3 straight. Goodman still trying to catch his breath behind home plate. Mask is back on. They're going to throw him a ball or two to make sure he's feeling all right. Samuelson on first base. 1 out, a 3-2 count to Riley King. That Chatham-Orleans game, YD fans going to be closely watching both today and tomorrow. Follow along with that one on Point Streak's scoreboard. McCloskey back on the rubber, ready to go to King. 3-2 count, 1 out here in the 8th. 9-3 Hyannis. The pitch. King grounds it foul up the third base line. Another payoff coming from McCloskey to King. Sun peeking through the clouds back behind us, illuminating most of the outfield. Haven't really had any effective shadows today due to the relatively overcast skies. Here's the 3-2. Popped up, out of play from King. He's battling. Pitch number 8 coming up from McCloskey to Riley. McCloskey from the stretch. Samuelson, decent lead from first. 3-2. Misses down in the dirt. Ball 4. King takes a breaking ball low, and that's a 1-out walk. Runners on first and second with 1 down for the Red Sox. Noah Cardenas to the plate for YD.
Noah Cardenas.
Cardenas is 0 for 2. A pop out to second and a fielder's choice in the 6th. He reached on an RBI walk with the bases loaded in the 2nd. The RBI totals have skyrocketed recently for Cardenas. Five RBIs in his last 3 games played. Had just 2 coming in. Another chance here with Samuelson at second. First pitch misses outside from McCloskey for ball 1. We'll see how long his leash is. And there's going to be time called from the Hyannis dugout. Visit out to the mound. McCloskey going to have a chat with Goodman and company. Cardenas out of UCLA. We've highlighted his numbers there all season long. 375 hitter as a Bruin. Special behind the plate where he did not commit 1 error. He can really throw it. Hasn't quite put the offensive side of things together at this point for YD, but at the same time, he's young. Just finished his freshman year, and he's already on the Cape. Next year's the big one for Cardenas, a chance in his draft year to really show out on Cape Cod. Still talking out on the mound. Goodman having a conversation with McCloskey and the Hyannis pitching coach. Runners on first and second. It's a 1-0 count to Cardenas with 1 down. Brian McLaughlin and TJ Mathewson here. TJ, while we have a pause in the action, now the meeting's getting broken up. What's a moment to you that stood out from this summer as just something that you'll remember it by?
Man. Off the top of my head.
Off the top of your head, from the baseball side of things.
Give me a sec.
Sure thing.
Let's peek back through the scorebook.
Go for it.
See if anything triggers a memory. There's a lot of good stuff. There really is nothing like a summer call in baseball up here on Cape Cod. There's not. Learned so much about the players, interns, around you.
1-0 to Cardenas. Fastball, misses away. 2 balls and no strikes.
We have the RBI single from Andrew Eister, walk-off. right back here, July 20th. What a moment that was for him. We have the 2-hit shutout in Bourne, John Beller, Trent Denholm. Some history there in Dorn Park.
2-0 grounded from Cardenas at the third baseman. Great pick by Olsen. Throw to second one. Relay to first. It's in time. Olsen to Servideo to Fair. Ends the inning for the Sox. 5-4-3. Great turn from the Harbor Hawks. 9-3. We're through 8 here at Red Wilson. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the ninth. It's 9-3. The visiting Hyannis Harbor Hawks lead the YD Red Sox. Here's we begin the ninth inning. It's Michael Westberg on the mound for YD. He'll face a new hitter for Hyannis, Joe Sullivan, pinch hitting from LaSalle College. He's in there for Goodman, who was a little shaken up last half inning. First pitch from Westberg misses down and away to the lefty Sullivan for ball one. Goodman today was 2 for 4, 2 runs, including a 430-foot home run. 1-0. Misses outside to Sullivan, 2 balls and no strikes from Westberg. That's a pretty good day.
Yeah, I would agree so myself. And last game of the season, you know you're not playing for anything, but come out here, have a good final day. Gotta feel good.
Wave and a miss.
You really gotta feel good about that.
2 balls and a strike to Sullivan. That will end Hunter Goodman's great season here on the Cape. Good way to go out there. 2-1, misses away to Sullivan. 3 balls and a strike. Likely the last half inning at the plate for these Hyannis Harbor Hawks. It, in fact, will be. We won't see any extra innings. Trying to save some arms towards the end of the year. 3-1. Fastball dots the outer edge. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Sullivan. It's been not the best season for Hyannis record-wise, but they've got some guys that I think open some eyes. Goodman, Westberg, and Fair at the top. 3-2, swing and a miss. Sullivan waves through the changeup from Westberg, and there's 1 down in the ninth.
Yeah, not even the worst season in Harbor Hawks history. I think that would have to go to 2005. Just, I believe, 7 wins. Let me do the math here. 7 wins, 36 losses, and 1 tie, I believe the record was.
Well, they're currently sitting at 8-32-3, so more points already than that year. Looking to finish on a really high note. Back-to-back wins. This would be the only time in the Cape League season they've won on consecutive days. First pitch misses down and outside, ball 1.
So, Brian, you just posed that question to me in the bottom half of the 8th inning about my favorite memory of this summer. I want to turn that question on you, being the first-year Waddy intern.
1-0. It's Brooks Carlson at the plate. Misses inside. 2-0 to Carlson.
I've had 2 seasons of watching these Waddy Red Sox. The memories really just they build up a lot. They snowball. So maybe with a fresher mind, you have a better idea.
2-0, a called strike on the outer edge to Carlson. 2-1. Well, I think the Eister walk-off stands out initially. I would completely agree. The Beller-Denholm gem at Bourne was spectacular. 2-1. Carlson takes inside, 3 balls and a strike. Then another underrated one was the Austin Wells 3-home run day here against Katuitt.
I would agree with that.
3 of his 7 long balls in that doubleheader. 3-1. Carlson flies it down the right field line. That's in foul territory, and it lands harmlessly in the grass towards the Harbor Hawks bullpen. Full count.
And we're all hoping every player here on YD has go on to have a great career. However they choose to go on out, whether it be playing baseball or in another field. But Austin Wells, maybe the most pro potential of anyone on this team, and to say maybe when he's in the major leagues one day that, I watched him hit 3 home runs in a day. I think that stands out.
Yep. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the 9th from Westberg. 2 down, bases clear. Hyannis leading by 6. Another one that I just remembered. How about Jack Thomas Wold's game-tying home run off of Joe Boyle?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's right. That was in the 8th inning. And Joe Boyle came in to try to slam the door. Tossing 100 at you, and Jack Thomas Wold caught up with it at his chin. That was fun. First pitch misses outside for ball 1.
I always love traveling a little bit, too. Of course, you get to go around and see all the ballparks here on the Cape. The only one we didn't get to go see this season was Spillane Field in Wareham.
1-0 misses outside to Hoover, 2-0.
But that's just because the Red Sox visited 2 different venues. We got to go see BC High up in Boston and then go all the way to Hartford.
Going to Hartford was a pretty good memory as well. 2-0 to Hoover. Misses inside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Just the atmosphere there, the show that was put on. Pretty good game as well, a tight one.
Yes, I would agree.
Wareham and YD. Here's the 3-0. Hoover takes low, ball 4. 2-out walk from Weisberg. The 2 that stand out to me, though, is the Beller-Denholm complete game between those 2, and then the Andrew Eister walk-off base hit. Has to be the 2 that, when I'm going to look back on this season, probably stand out.
How about that second game of the doubleheader in Falmouth that Eister had?
Yeah. He hit 3 home runs in the first week, 2 home runs that day. First pitch line drive through the middle. That's a base hit. 2-out knock for Rowdy Jordan. Cooking around second, headed to third is Hoover, and he's there with the slide. Runners on the corners with 2 down now for the Harbor Hawks. They continue to close in on their 2nd straight victory. This is probably going to be up there for anyone on Hyannis. Back-to-back wins against the playoff-bound Red Sox, assuming they hold the lead in the 9th.
Yeah, not too many high moments with the Harbor Hawks this season, but still, summer on the Cape nonetheless.
Hard to beat it.
And then, of course, you get to see your classics. We got to see a Chatham Fog out this season.
That's right.
A classic. Very, very classic. The Mystery of the Chatham Fog.
First pitch to Rigsby Mosley. Chopped back up the middle. Fielded by Hall. Flipped to Yeager at second in time to get the base runner, Hoover. YD gets a fielder's choice to get out of the 9th. Last acts for the Red Sox of the 2019 Cape League season. Coming up next when we return. They're down 6. This is Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the ninth. Final at-bats for Whitey of the 2019 regular season, trailing 9-3. First pitch swinging, R.J. Yeager pops it foul and out of play for strike one. It's Yeager, Palmer, and Hall against the new arm, the lefty Trevor DeLate out of Maine Arano. Southpaw trying to close it out for the Harbor Hawks. Next pitch flared down the right field line from Yeager. It gets down. That's a base hit to start the ninth from R.J. Yeager. Great day for him, a 2-for-4 day. Second hit. He also has an RBI today. The leadoff man is aboard for the Red Sox here in the ninth, trailing by 6. Now Jake Palmer with one on, nobody down to face the lefty. Hall on deck for the Red Sox. Trailing by 6. Whitey headed to the playoffs starting on Friday. An off day tomorrow. DeLate from the stretch. Sets at the chin to the plate. Palmer squares to bunt, pulls back, called strike. On the inner half to the lefty Palmer, 0-1. YD set to either face Orleans or Chatham in the first round of the playoffs. Not sure to this point whether that will be here at Red Wilson or on the road. 0-1. Fastball called strike. It's 0-2 to Palmer. Odds are, barring a Whitey Red Sox comeback, well, they would need to come back if they want to host the first game of playoffs on opening night. 0-2. Misses in the dirt. Palmer checks his swing. It's blocked behind the plate by the new catcher, Sullivan. A ball and 2 strikes. So if Whitey cannot come back tonight, we're in the bottom of the ninth, they're down 6. We will be headed to either Orleans or Chatham on Friday. Should be a great atmosphere at either Eldridge or Veterans Field. The 1-2 to Palmer. Fastball called strike 3. Top of the zone, down the middle, and Palmer's frozen. 4th strikeout today for the Red Sox, all looking.
And that's a Cape League bucket list thing for me. Last year in the playoffs with Whitey, just to travel to Brewster once. I'd love to see a playoff crowd at the 2 historic parks in Eldridge Park in Orleans or Veterans Field in Chatham.
Now Sam Hall to the plate with 1 down. Should be a great atmosphere, and we expect one then here as well on Saturday evening. First pitch to Hall. Swing and a miss through a fastball on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Final time here in the regular season for us, for these Red Sox. It's win or go home time coming up next. A man on first, the 0-1 to Hall. Misses up, throw behind the runner. Yeager's back safely. A nice snag by Fair up the first baseline. Not a great throw from Sullivan, almost snuck away down the right field line. 2-2. Orleans and Chatham are even. That's one to follow. Should be a great one. Playoff preview, probably, between those two. The 1-1 to Hall. Breaking ball, strike 2. Called by our home plate umpire, Rick Emerson, tonight.
The Red Sox were to win. The Red Sox were to win yesterday. Have a little bit of an alarm malfunction here in the press box.
The 1-2 to Hall. Fastball misses low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think someone might eventually have to knock down that door.
2-2. The alarm going off behind us here. We're staying put, at least until the end of this one tonight. 1 down in the bottom of the ninth. Yeager's on first with a leadoff single. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hall goes down swinging. First Red Sox strikeout of the swinging variety today. 2 down now in the ninth, and the last out for the Red Sox, it's Carson Taylor.
And there would have been a weird situation. Had Whitey won yesterday and had won today, which it looks like either won't happen against these Harbor Hawks, and Chatham and Orleans would have split the last 2 games of the season, then Chatham and Orleans would have played Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
First pitch popped up down the right field line. Mosley going over towards the foul line. He makes the catch. crossing over the chalk. It's a fair ball fly out to end the 2019 regular season. Hyannis takes 2 straight from the YD Red Sox. They win it 9-3 tonight over the Sox. Playoffs are coming up next, TJ. Not the way YD wanted to end the regular season. 3 straight losses to finish up this 2019 regular season campaign, but they've got bigger things on the horizon.
Yeah, and not really the performances you want to see from the bats or from the pitching staff. It was a really rough day through 5 frames for the pitching staff. 4 shutout innings to finish the game. Gordon Ingebrigtsen and Michael Westberg, some nice innings there at the end, but it was a tough outings for Mark DeLuia, Brandon Dufault, and Colin Kafka, which really struggled out of the bullpen for YD. This is Hyannis team, not one of the better hitting teams in the Cape, but they got the job done here today. And the YD bats were just kind of dead at the plate. Nothing really doing from them. Not too many runners left on, and not really too many opportunities as well. Just 3 runs on 5 hits.
As we now turn our attention towards the playoffs, TJ, you've got some experience. What are the experienced guys, Noah Campbell, Brad Beasley, telling the guys who have never been in the Cape League playoffs before?
Well, anything can happen. Don't know what to expect. You throw everything out from the regular season. There's just lots of things that can happen in someone who hadn't played well all playoffs. You know, it's a shortened sample size. You can play really well for 6 games and not have it affect the rest of your 44-game Cape League season, which comes to show it's just going to be playing your best baseball right at the right time.
What's the key for the Red Sox when you look at the playoffs? Is it going to be great pitching, or is it going to be the bats that have to show up for YD and score over 6 runs a game like at times they have throughout this season?
It's going to have to be the starting pitching, I think. The offense has been inconsistent as of late. You are going to need your Wyatt Young and your Austin Wells. They're going to have to show up. We saw the offers here to end the season. Not what you want to see. But the good starting pitching for the limited bullpen arms that YD has available is going to be ultra important. Every pitch matters that much more in the playoffs. So the more you can get out of your starting pitchers, the less you're going to have to worry about your bullpen and keep the load off the offense.
The regular season is complete for the 2019 YD Red Sox. Hyannis finishes up as well. Hyannis finishes on a 2-game winning streak. They go 9-32-3. 9-3 victory tonight for the Harbor Hawks. YD goes 22-19-3 to finish up their regular season with 47 points. Final line for you tonight: Hyannis 9, YD 3. The Harbor Hawks 10 hits, no errors. They left 5 on base. YD 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors. They left 7 on base. Game took 2 hours and 53 minutes tonight from Red Wilson Field. And that wraps up our 2019 regular season. 2019 playoffs are on deck. We'll talk to you on Friday. This is YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod.